You're about to discover the creepiest, weirdest things your body can do while you sleep, and trust me, it's not just snoring. From dream ninjas to phantom explosions in your skull, this is the bizarre night shift your brain runs without asking you. Stick around, because bedtime is about to get real weird, real fast. Let's get right into it. Number 15. Waking up but not knowing who you are. Identity crisis o'clock. Let's end on a spicy one. You wake up, you look around, you know where you are, you know something just happened, but for a few terrifying seconds, you don't know who you are. This is called transient global amnesia, an extremely rare, extremely unsettling condition where your brain decides to go completely blank on your identity for a hot minute. It can happen randomly or be triggered by emotional stress, migraines, or sudden changes in temperature because, sure, why not? More commonly though, some people wake up in a fog called sleep inertia, where it takes longer than usual for your brain to reboot. You might not recognize your room, your reflection, or your own name for several seconds. Your consciousness is like a computer that just blue-screened mid-update. Everything is working, eventually, but the first few moments feel like waking up in a body you don't remember ordering. It's rare, it's bizarre, and yes, it's usually harmless. But for those few terrifying seconds, you're basically a potato with eyeballs, a very confused potato. Number 14, the sensation of being watched, with no one there. You're sleeping, everything's quiet, but suddenly, you feel it. That unmistakable tingle down your neck, that primal spidey sense, someone is watching you. You bolt upright, nothing. Empty room, no ghosts, just your ceiling fan judging you in silence. This is a phenomenon tied to our brain's hypervigilance during certain stages of sleep. When you're half asleep, your senses are still partially active and they're extremely paranoid, like a medieval guard who thinks every twig snap is an ambush. The feeling of being watched during sleep has roots in evolutionary psychology. Our ancestors who sensed threats, even imaginary ones, were more likely to survive, so your brain rewards hyper-alertness by scaring the sleep out of you. Add in sleep paralysis or hypnagogic hallucinations, and it can feel like an invisible stalker is looming in the corner or standing right behind you. Spoiler, it's not, probably. So if you've ever woken up thinking someone was in the room, congratulations, your survival instincts are very enthusiastic. Sleep, that magical place where even imaginary eyes can keep you up at night. Number 13, the endless loop dream, Groundhog Night. You're trying to wake up. You think you did. You check the time, brush your teeth, look in the mirror, and suddenly you're back in bed again. And again. And again. Welcome to the endless loop dream. It's like being trapped in the world's most boring escape room one, where your only challenge is waking up for real. Loop dreams are often linked with anxiety, especially performance anxiety or obsessive thought patterns. Your brain gets stuck in a loop because, well, you're stuck in a loop. Stuck in fear, stuck in routine, stuck in that thing you forgot to email Becky. It can feel eerily real. You'll do mundane things, open the fridge, brush your hair, argue with your boss over Slack, and then boom, reset, like a dream version of the try again screen in a video game. Some people get stuck for what feels like hours or even days. It's like being trapped in a broken copy-paste function. Your brain's goal, probably to get your attention, or punish you for forgetting to charge your phone again. Endless loop dreams for when your brain decides to prank you with your own life. Number 12, the third-person dream glitch, when you're the camera. Ever had a dream where you're watching yourself like you're starring in a low-budget movie of your own life? You're running from a monster, but instead of seeing it through your own eyes, you're floating behind yourself like some weird paranormal drone, or you're crying in a dream, but from across the room. This odd little phenomenon is what dream researchers call a third-person perspective dream. It's like your brain forgets you're the main character and turns you into the camera crew instead. Nobody's entirely sure why this happens, but one theory is that it reflects your brain trying to process experiences in a detached way, like it's replaying an event, memory, or emotion with the emotional volume turned down. It's part defense mechanism, part subconscious Netflix binge. Some psychologists say it's linked to dissociation, your brain buffering against overwhelming emotions. Others think it's just your internal director experimenting with a new angle. Whatever the reason, it's deeply weird. And it makes for some cinematic moments, like watching your dream self fall down a flight of stairs and mentally rating the stunt. Dreams where you can be the star, the audience, and the camera operator all at once. Number 11, sleep-related eating disorder, midnight snacks gone rogue. You know those nights when you wake up to find a spoon in your hand, peanut butter on your face, and the kitchen looking like it lost a fight with a raccoon. But here's the plot twist, you don't remember any of it. Welcome to sleep-related eating disorder, S-Red, the sleepwalking cousin who really likes carbs. It's when you raid the fridge, prepare food, and sometimes even cook meals, all while being fully unconscious. People have eaten frozen pizzas, entire jars of pickles, raw cookie dough, and, in some very cursed cases, non-food items like soap or cat food. Their taste buds are clearly asleep during this process. 3D usually shows up alongside other sleep disorders like restless leg syndrome or sleepwalking. It's often triggered by medication, stress, or just your brain deciding that nighttime is the perfect moment to become a disaster chef. The worst part, you don't even get to enjoy the snacks. You just wake up full, confused, and standing in a crime scene made of breadcrumbs and regret. Basically, it's your body's version of a late-night drunk text, but to your pantry. Number 10, sleep deprivation hallucinations, when your brain just quits. You know the saying, I'll sleep when I'm dead. Cool. Let's not do that, because if you go long enough without sleep, your brain starts writing its own script. Sleep deprivation hallucinations are like dreams, but with the terrifying twist that you're awake. After about 72 hours with no sleep, reality starts to warp. You'll see things that aren't there, shadows moving, bugs crawling, faces watching. Your brain's sensory filter collapses like a tent in a windstorm, and suddenly, your closet is whispering secrets. Why? Because your brain needs REM sleep to stay sane. Without it, it starts leaking dream material into your waking life. Logic goes first, then memory, then the ability to distinguish reality from I think that squirrel just winked at me. It's not just visual, either. People hear voices, feel phantom touches, or get convinced they're being watched by invisible something or others, which sounds fun if you're filming a horror movie, less fun if you're just trying to make toast at 4 a.m. Moral of the story, sleep is not optional. It's your brain's reset button. Don't skip it unless you want to meet your imaginary friends in broad daylight. Number 9, lucid dreaming, the sleep world you can control. Imagine this, you're flying over the ocean, sipping coffee made of starlight, petting a six-eyed panda, and then you realize, wait, this is a dream. So, what do? Fly to Mars, rob a candy factory, punch your high school gym teacher in slow motion. That's lucid dreaming. It's when you become aware you're dreaming and then take the wheel. It's like hacking your brain's reality simulator with admin privileges. Some people train themselves to do it. They keep dream journals, reality check all day, and do elaborate rituals before bed like they're summoning the dream gods. But even then, lucid dreaming isn't guaranteed. Sometimes you just randomly click in mid-dream, like, hold up, that pigeon just quoted Shakespeare. Something's off. Once lucid, the dream world becomes your sandbox. You can fly, shapeshift, talk to historical figures, or just sit and eat infinite tacos with 0 calories. But you can also snap out of it too fast, especially if you get too excited and wake up like a kid realizing Christmas was actually Tuesday. Lucid dreaming, the only place where you can meet Albert Einstein, ride a dragon, and confront your childhood trauma all before breakfast. Number 8, sleep talking, your brain's secret podcast. You know that moment when someone tells you what you said in your sleep, and it's weirdly specific. Like, no, I told the walrus I'd bring my own glitter, or not the lasagna. The lasagna knows too much. Congratulations, you're a sleep talker, also known as someone whose subconscious decided that silence is boring and bedtime is the perfect moment to broadcast nonsense. Sleep talking, or somniloquy, is when your brain casually turns on your vocal cords during sleep without consulting, well, you. It can happen during any stage of sleep, and it ranges from adorable mumbling to full-blown courtroom monologues. People have sung entire songs in their sleep. One guy confessed to a crime in Latin. No, really. It's usually harmless and temporary, triggered by stress, fever, or extreme tiredness. But it gets spicy when combined with other sleep disorders like sleepwalking or night terrors, and suddenly your bedtime turns into a low-budget Shakespearean drama. Also, pro tip sleep talkers can't keep secrets. If you sleep next to someone who's extra mysterious, maybe hit record one night, just, for science. In conclusion, sleep talking is basically your brain trying stand-up comedy at 3 to an unwilling, very confused audience. Number 7. REM sleep behavior disorder, dreaming with punches. Imagine dreaming you're in a ninja battle, only your dream self throws a kick, and so do you, in real life, onto your unsuspecting sleeping partner. This is REM sleep behavior disorder, RBD, and it's like your dream motor controls forgot they were supposed to be imaginary. Usually during REM sleep, your body is paralyzed. That's on purpose. It's the brain's way of stopping you from acting out your dreams like an improv actor with no boundaries. But in RBD, the brakes fail. You move, sometimes violently. People with RBD have been known to punch, kick, shout, jump out of bed, or even chase dream enemies around the room. The problem, everyone else is still sleeping and they're not part of your kung fu hallucination. It's most common in older adults and can be a sign of neurological issues like Parkinson's. So while the nightly pillow fight might seem funny at first, it's worth checking out if you suddenly wake up mid-dropkick. Until then, maybe skip the action movies before bed and invest in padded furniture. REM behavior disorder, because sometimes your dreams do want to fight you and everyone else. Number 6. Night terrors, horror movies your brain directs. Regular nightmares, scary, sure. Night terrors, full-blown psychological earthquakes. During a night terror, you might scream, thrash, bolt upright, or even run all while completely asleep and totally unaware. And when someone tries to wake you, oh no, you'll either keep screaming, start crying, or look at them like they're the nightmare. Night terrors usually hit during deep non-REM sleep, especially in kids, but adults aren't immune. And unlike nightmares, you rarely remember them, which is great for you, but not so great for your roommate who just witnessed you yelling, "The walls are melting" at 3 in your underwear. They're often triggered by stress, fever, or just a messed up sleep schedule. Basically, if your life is a mess, your dreams might start yelling about it literally. Scientists think it's a glitch in the arousal system. Your brain partially wakes up but skips the logic and memory departments. So your body's on DEFCON 1, but you've got no idea why. Think of night terrors as your brain holding a panic fire drill with zero explanation, and everyone, your sheets, your family, your dog is a potential casualty. Number 5. Sleepwalking, your body's unauthorized road trip. Ever woken up in the kitchen wearing one shoe and holding a spoonful of mayonnaise? No. Well, congratulations, but for sleepwalkers, that's just a Tuesday. Sleepwalking, or somnambulism if you're fancy, is your body deciding it's time for a field trip while your brain's still clocked out. It's like being possessed, but with fewer ancient scrolls and more fridge raids. People have done wild things while sleepwalking, cooked meals, driven cars, rearranged furniture, even tried to fly off balconies, all while being fully unconscious. And yes, that includes climbing into strangers' beds, which is only cute if you're under 4 years old or a golden retriever. It typically happens during the non-REM stages of sleep, when your brain's supposed to be in deep recovery mode, but something goes rogue, your motor system boots up, your logic stays offline, and next thing you know, you're outside in your pajamas yelling at a mailbox because it won't let you in. Oh, and if you're thinking, should I wake a sleepwalker? The answer is gently, unless you enjoy sudden screams and flying elbows. Basically, sleepwalking is your body freelancing without managerial approval, and sometimes the results are creatively chaotic. Number 4. False awakening, the dream that lies. You wake up, go to the bathroom, check your phone, maybe even make coffee, and then bam, you actually wake up, in bed, still. That's a false awakening when your brain creates a super realistic dream about waking up, but it's just that a dream, like Inception, but instead of fighting dream spies, you're brushing dream teeth and answering imaginary emails. It messes with your head because everything feels real. You're doing normal morning stuff, opening your fridge, scrolling your cursed group chat until something glitches. Maybe your cat has 3 eyes, maybe the toast is floating, maybe you try to scream and your voice says, "System error human, Exy not responding." This weird loop can happen several times. You wake up, only to wake up again and again, until you start questioning whether you're ever awake. Welcome to existential dread with a splash of REM sleep. Neurologists say false awakenings happen during lucid dreaming or REM cycles when your brain is too alert. So it builds a convincing reality, complete with all your morning anxieties just to mess with you. Because apparently, even in your dreams, you're not safe from getting ready for work. Number 3, hypnic jerks, the midnight cliff dive. You're cozy, drifting off, already halfway in a dream about eating cereal with a raccoon in space, and then suddenly, jerk. Your whole body convulses like you just fell off a cliff. That's a hypnic jerk, and it's your nervous system's way of saying, hey, just checking if you're still alive. Hypnic jerks are sudden, involuntary muscle twitches that happen right as you fall asleep. They're super common and super annoying. It's like your body starts shutting down systems for the night, but someone in the control room hits the panic button at the last second. Some theories suggest it's a holdover from our tree-dwelling ancestors. You know, back when falling asleep in the wrong position meant actually falling to your death. So your body evolved a built-in, did you just slip off a branch sensor? Evolution keeping you twitchy since forever. And sometimes your brain gets creative with it, pairing the jerk with a dream of falling, tripping, or getting tackled by a rogue koala. Thanks, subconscious. It's harmless, embarrassing if you're falling asleep on a plane, but harmless. Basically, hypnic jerks are like your body's version of pocket dialing your fear reflex. Number 2, exploding head syndrome. Yes, that's real. You're drifting off and nearly asleep when suddenly, bam, a loud explosion inside your skull. There's no fire, no damage, just the auditory equivalent of your brain throwing a brick at itself. Welcome to exploding head syndrome, which is not fatal, just aggressively confusing. It sounds fake, like something your uncle made up at Thanksgiving to avoid doing the dishes, but it's real and surprisingly common. It's a sleep-related phenomenon where people hear sudden loud noises, gunshots, cymbals, screams, intergalactic thunder right as they're falling asleep or waking up. It's not dangerous, just incredibly dramatic, like your brain saying, before you rest, enjoy this surprise grenade. Experts think it's due to a hiccup in your brainstem's transition from wakefulness to sleep. Basically, your brain flips off the lights but accidentally hits the startle me like I owe it money switch. You won't explode, but you might shoot out of bed like a confused meerkat with trust issues, and then have to convince yourself that your apartment is not, in fact, being raided by a marching band of ghosts. Sleep the calmest time of day, unless your brain decides to be a Michael Bay movie. Number 1, sleep paralysis, aka nighttime terror theater. You're lying in bed, eyes wide open, unable to move. There's a demon sitting on your chest, whispering secrets about your imminent doom. You try to scream, but your vocal cords are on vacation. Welcome to sleep paralysis, the most theatrical horror show your brain can produce for free. Sleep paralysis is what happens when your body gets stuck in do not disturb mode while your brain's already up and running. During REM sleep, your body paralyzes itself to stop you from acting out dreams, which is polite, honestly. But sometimes your brain wakes up early, checks the room, and realizes, oops, motor function's still off. Guess we're just gonna vibe here in terror for a while. And to spice things up, your half-dreaming mind decides to throw in a bonus boss battle. Cue shadow figures in the corner, breathing sounds that aren't yours. That fun feeling like something wants you. Nothing like a demonic hallucination to start your Tuesday morning. Science says it's just your brain glitching out between sleep states. But sure, science, explain the red-eyed goat demon breathing in my ear. Basically, sleep paralysis is your body's version of being trapped in a haunted elevator with extra ghosts. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.